Good morning. A warm welcome to Heaford, leading manufacturer of plate mounting equipment based in Manchester, England, and founded in 1983. Today we're going to be showing you our range of mounters for the label industry. Starting with our ELS manual mounter, going to our semi-automatic FTS mounter, and also our automatic label automounter. We are very well respected within the label industry and work with the leading Flexo press manufacturers and also supply many of the leading label converters internationally. So why have different mounters for the same industry? Well, different customers have different requirements, both in terms of budget, but also in terms of how many jobs per shift, how many mounts they have, how many presses the mounter needs to service. So we have the three different models. So first of all, I'm going to start off with our ELS mounter, which, as I said, was our traditional mounter, traditional manual mounter. The first thing I'd like to show you is that we have digital color cameras times 50 magnification, which magnifies the register mark onto a 22-inch touchscreen. We have high-powered illuminators, which will show the register mark easier on the screen and will be easier to locate for the operator, which will improve mounting times. In terms of mounting times, generally an ELS mounter, we talk for a 6-color pre-taped job. We're talking anything between maybe 10 to 15 minutes, but this will, of course, be dependent on the operator's skill. So I think the best thing I can do is get to show you a mount. I'll get my colleague Graham to show you a mount, and then you can see how that is done. So he has a cylinder here, which is going to place the headstock. Now the ELS mounter is available in both cylinder and sleeve formats. We have widths between 400 to 850 millimeters in width available. So he's putting a little bit of release liner on each side so that the whole plate doesn't stick when he's doing the mounting. He will use those illuminators to find those register marks quickly and then obviously align them, make sure that it's in focus. As I said, those cameras move vertically for different repeats. There we go. Once he has that aligned, he will stick that down. And this is part of manual mounting. As I said, it takes a little bit longer. It's slightly more skill needed by the operator because it's more of a traditional manual mount. Once he's happy, we'll de-engage detent, and then he will manually press down on the plate so that there is no air trapped between the plate and the sticky tape. Once he's happy with that, he will take the cylinder away, and then he will move on to the next color. So there we see manual mount, how it's done. It's a more traditional way of mounting. As I said, a 6-color job, probably about 10 to 15 minutes pre-taped. So that's our manual mounter, and then we can move on to our semi-automatic FTS mounter. Now the FTS mounter is an award-winning mounter. It changed the way that people considered mounted, and the first thing we see is that the cameras are no longer on the top. They're actually now underneath. Now this has two great advantages. The cameras are underneath, still has the illuminators that we can locate the register mark, and that's seen through this gap on this cushion table. Now, having the cameras underneath, it means two things, two main benefits. The first benefit is that the operators don't touch the cameras. So there's no possible accidents, misalignment, you don't have to touch the cameras. And that's, of course, reduced maintenance. The second great benefit is because they're fixed focus and they're not moved, it's independent of the repeat that you use. So the faster the setup between different repeats. And that's actually quite important. There's a little trick that we like to show people, which is we've got a ruler here, just on the illuminator, and the camera's seeing that ruler. And it just shows on the screen what 1 millimeter is on the screen. And of course, we can see just how clear that is on the screen. So of course, that improves in terms of the mounting time and of course, the accuracy. I think again, the best thing we can do is get Graham to show you just how it's mounted. Again, he will put the cylinder using the headstocks, put the table into the middle. The plate is inverted, which means that you're now protecting the print surface of the plate. There is a central laser alignment tool to help you know where the center of the plate is, and then using those illuminators, there we go, he finds those register marks. Now he engages a vacuum which will help him make sure that the plate doesn't move. Once he's happy, very quickly he's aligned those register marks. He brings down the cylinder and using the action of the table, mounts. Now that action between the table and the cylinder is a nip point, which of course means that you're guaranteeing that you're not going to have any trapped air between the plate and the cylinder. And this is very, very important because obviously at high speeds on the press, you don't want the delamination of the plate. The FTS mounter is the best-selling mounter in the world. It is very fast, very accurate, and very easy to use. Whilst on the ELS we talked about a 6-color job maybe taking 10 to 15 minutes for a 6-color pre-taped job, on an FTS mounter we're really talking anything between 6-7 minutes to 10 minutes for a 6-color job. Now, we also have a customer, in fact, which we have a video of, mounting 6 plates in just 4 minutes. So it's the fastest mounter in the world, we think. And more importantly, it's fast, it's accurate, but it's easy to use. The operators around the world report to us that it's a very easy to use machine, and we believe that that's why it's the fastest and best-selling machine in the world. So that's the FTS semi-automatic mounter. The cameras used here are the same as an ELS, but then we're going to move to our next model, which is the automatic mounter. So let's show you that. Now the first thing again we're going to notice is the cameras again underneath. There are these manipulators, we call them manipulators, where the plate's going to be placed, and therefore they're also protected, so there's also less maintenance in that respect. The big difference, of course, here is that now we're talking about automatic image recognition, we're talking about automatic plate positioning, and we're talking about automatic mounting. We have a database where we can store up to 100,000 jobs, which means that for the repeat jobs, the setup time is so much quicker. The manipulators where the plate is placed will help the operator mount quite quickly. It's about the same mounting time as an FTS, maybe a bit more. It's not just about the speed. In fact, what an automatic mounter is about is actually repeatability, is to have first time, every time, correct mounting, having it independent of the operator. In some countries, operators have higher salaries, and so if we can reduce the amount of operators, we can have a faster return of investment. By having automatic mounting, it means that you're going to eliminate remounts on the press, which of course reduces press downtime, and of course that also contributes to your return on investment. Again, I think the best thing I can do is get Graham to show you how to mount. So again, he will place the cylinder headstocks. Again, this is available in both cylinder and sleeve format. On the label automounter, it is only available in a width of 700 millimeters. So in the database, he's called up a job, and he's going to ask it to mount. Those manipulators will move into place automatically. The positional accuracy of the motors is plus or minus 5 microns. It's asked him to engage the detent, which is done. It's asked him to position the plate. And then all he has to do is get those register marks using those illuminators anywhere on the screen. It doesn't really matter where he has them on the screen. Ask it to mount. Now the auto-mounter takes over. Slowly it is moving that plate to the correct position. Once the mounter knows that that register mark is correct and it's recognized that image, green cross will appear. Those manipulators will then move out the way. This is all completely automatic. While this is happening, the operator can be doing other things. A pressure roller then comes from underneath. Detent disengages automatically and mounts. fast, accurate, and repeatable. That is the main characteristics of a label auto mounter. So you're de-skilling the process. Anybody can mount, and it's very, very easy to use. And there we have plate mounted very quickly. Mounting times, again, 7 to 10 minutes for a 6-filler job. Very, very, very quick. So those are the 3 different types of mounters that we have for the label industry. As I said, an ELS manual mounter, an FTS semi-automatic mounter, and a label auto mounter for automatic mounter. Thank you very much for joining us. Please, if you want some more information, there's lots of information on our website, www.jmheford.com, or of course you can send an email to sales@jmheford.com. Thank you very much.